Ow! Who did that? Thank you for the follows. Thank you, Resi, for resubbing. Mwah. Do you like it, Arctic? TNT, welcome to the chat. Morning, chicken. Morning, coffee. Morning, you too. Good morning, CSO. Sylvian, welcome to the chat. Your new loading screen's great. I'm glad you think so, Go. Balls? Where? Testing. The new loading screen's adorable. It really shows off how small and tiny you are. I am neither of those things. At best, I'm one of those things. At best, maybe. I might be small or I might be tiny, but I'm not small and tiny. How dare you? All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's follow-up biology lecture. Today I will be going over your completed homework submissions that I know all of you did. Because if you didn't, I will flatten you like a pancake. But I will be reviewing over the completed submissions and grading them accordingly. So, let's see what you guys have for me. Coffee, how dare you? Hey, Arctic. Please don't flatten me. Hey, I don't make the rules here. I don't make the rules here. If you didn't do your homework, you will be flattened. Still, we wish we luck on opening Pokemon packs. Good luck. Hope you get some shiny stuff. Good morning, Chu. Morning, Angelo. Hey, Jordan. Is this your first time joining us? Fable. What gave you that idea? You like kissing boys, don't you? That's alright. Kissing men. Not too shabby. Something of a man-kissing expert myself. Goober. Alright, let's see here. Now, I wonder if I can do this. Angelo, that's not very nice. Here we go. Let's see here. Perfect. Wow. Oh shoot, the car control UI. I forgot to turn that off. I'm sorry. I'll have to fix that sometime. Alright, so the first person whose homework we'll be going over today is our very own Arctic Cloud. Now for those of you who forgot or weren't paying attention last class, let's go over the question one more time. Alright, so the first question I asked was, using your knowledge of the strong relationship dynamics that commonly exist within pairs of quotations, bros, write at minimum a single paragraph excerpt of two characters interacting with each other in a way that demonstrates the tension between them. And I see the Arctic is using a very... That's kind of cute. That's really cute, actually. The car control has been on since the first Minecraft controls. I really gotta fix that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I forgot my textbook. Can I borrow one of yours? Zavas? No. You gotta get your own textbook. And you get those on patreon.com/Snoopy. Hey, Leo. Now, Zalbaz is... Sorry, not Zalbaz. Now, Arctic is using some very highly excellent source material here. Let's take a look here. If I remember correctly, Arctic, you said this is for a one-shot manga, right? Let's take a look here. Yep, these are from the main characters of the one-shot manga, Can Boys Be Cute in Maid Dresses Too? I think we all know the answer to that already, but let's take a look. Very highly excellent source material. Okay. So we're off to a good start already. Very cute cover art. Kaji. Figure 1 Kaji and Mikoshiba on the right. Arctic, very nice job playing. You know what your instructor wants. Very smart move, adding a visual component. I'm already having a good time with this. I get to open up the homework and I get to see 2 cute boys in maid dresses. Instantly. That instantly puts me in a good mood. That instantly puts the reviewer for your homework in high spirits. Very smart and clever of you. Looking at boys is important. It is important. If you're not looking at a boy right now, something's wrong with you. Jordan, thank you so much for resubbing. Mwah. You're very sweet. Very good use of organizing the visual components of the work as well. Points for that as well. Let's see here. Let's get into the meat of the body text. I don't know how to scroll. That works. Alright. So, Kaji Shogu and Mikoshiba, first name not revealed, are the 2 main characters of the recently released October... Ooh, very recent actually. One-shot web manga Can Boys Be Cute in Maid Dresses Too? A story about 2 boys who wear maid dresses while working at a cafe. Although they are classmates and colleagues and not siblings, I believe that the relationship dynamics falls under the designation of bros as taught in the lecture. At its core, the story is about 2 boys who genuinely love being cute and wearing cute clothes, such as maid dresses. But have diametrically, holy smokes, Arctic, you're busting out the whole English lexicon here. Diametrically opposed mindsets regarding boys wearing feminine clothing. Now, so I take it this figure 2 is the first time he's putting on the maid outfit. I'm learning so much. I'm looking at a boy, I'm looking at some cute pink thing. What is the cute pink thing? Jordan, 3 months in advance? What are you doing, you goober? Why are you spoiling me? Mwah, mwah, mwah. There's your 3 kisses. Paid in full, in advance. Unless you wanted to bank your kisses, Jordan, in which case I can happily do that for you too. I need to give Boyology the academic rigor that it deserves. Rigor. Arctic, where did you learn to speak English? Did you just pop out of your mother's womb reading like a Webster's dictionary or something? Jeez Louises. They do say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. The addition of images alone adds a great depth to not only the piece as a whole, but an unexpected enhancement of the text itself. Well done. Thank you for the additional commentary, A2. I'm inclined to agree. I'm inclined to believe that the addition of the visual component, especially for source material such as this one, you know, if it's all boys looking cute and such, you need to be able to see that. Hey, Quacky. Now, as you can see, figure 2 here. Highly excellent picture. Going to save that for later for research purposes. And continuation here. As a young child, Kaji's sister would dress him up in her clothes, and at the age of 17, questions if he still looked cute in a dress. However, his internalization of traditional gender roles makes him quickly shut that idea down, convincing himself that guys can't be cute. As the protagonist of the manga, we can hear his inner thoughts as he looks at a classmate whom he has never talked to before and remembers that his name is Mikoshiba. While walking home from school, he sees a sign for a cafe advertising the maid dresses that the staff wear. As a devoted lover of cute clothes, he can't help but enter, and to his surprise, he sees Mikoshiba in a maid dress welcoming him. Flabbergasted, he can't actually believe that a boy would be so fearlessly wearing a maid dress in public. Eventually, Kaji ends up working at the cafe too, but not wearing a maid dress yet, and asks Mikoshiba why he wears the maid dress. Illustrated in figure 3 is Mikoshiba's response. So now we have an actual cutout from the source manga. I'm stuck in a box. Do not ask how I got stuck. I just did. That's okay. If you're a real boy, you'll have the tendency to get stuck in boxes, in washing machines, you know, either the laundry or the dryer. Occasionally you will get stuck in holes in the wall as well. It happens to the best of us. Let's take a look at figure 3 here. So this is Mikoshiba's reason for wearing maid dresses. There's not really any special reason. If I had to say, it's because this is the best looking dress in the world. Maybe? What? What? Oh, he's so flabbergasted. That's so cute. I need to read this. Arctic, can you send me a link for this? This is so adorable. I love this. I hate the holes in the wall, man. It's so easy to get stuck in them. Absolutely. I get stuck in holes in the wall all the time. Now, as we can see here, this page excellently highlights the tension between the two characters. While both Kaji and Mikoshiba love wearing cute dresses, Mikoshiba's fearlessness and indifference to traditional gender norms leaves Kaji stunned. However, Mikoshiba is not aware of Kaji's internal struggle with his preconceptions of gender norms, and thus I would class the relationship dynamic as being one-sided, where the tension stems from Kaji and Mikoshiba is completely oblivious to it. I believe the one-sidedness of the tension highlights how chill and indifferent Mikoshiba as a character is, preferring to pursue his own passions and desires, while Kaji is more concerned with how others may perceive him. Indeed, Mikoshiba comes across as aloof, if not confused, at Kaji's insistence that it's strange for a boy to wear a maid dress because other people may disapprove. In conclusion, Kaji and Mikoshiba's one-sided brotherly tension depicts their initially polar opposite attitudes towards boys wearing maid dresses, one of acceptance and one of disapproval. Through the course of the one-shot, Kaji comes to accept himself and dons a maid dress, finally being able to be true to himself, as pictured in figure 1. I find it a beautiful depiction of how initial tension and brotherly love can overcome bigotry such as rigid gender norms to allow people to be happy and live their best life. What a highly excellent answer. I like that a lot. I like that a lot, Arctic. I think there can be when attempting to how do you say it? I think that there's a tendency when trying to break free and stray from traditional gender roles, particularly in Western media, there seems to be a very strong emphasis on terminology. You know. And there's nothing wrong with that. Terminology is very important, but I think it is equally important, maybe even a bit more important, to shift the spotlight from terms such as, you know, very, very frequent descriptions of gender identity and such. And instead I think it's much more important to simply portray individuals that are simply living their life and staying true to themselves. I think that is far, far more impactful than, for example, and I can't think of any media off the top of my head that does it, but sometimes obviously it's less subtle than others. But for example, you know, here is this character, blah, he's gay. Here's this character, she's lesbian. Here's this character, oh, they're non-binary. And I think that there is, and that's what I mean by focus on terminology, particularly within Western media. I think it's much more impactful to just kind of portray people as people, you know, and not just a vehicle for terminology. Does that make sense? There's something to be said about subtlety. It's not necessarily subtlety. Subtlety is a part of it for sure. Subtlety is absolutely part of it for sure. But the main meat of my point is that you just gotta, people should just stay true to themselves. And they really, you know, in an ideal world, we don't need to be focused on, you know, both things we don't need to be, you know, constantly having in the back of our heads. You know, we don't need to have those kind of traditional gender norms that are just constantly, you know, ringing in the back of your head, but also not having to categorize everything, every little thing. Does that make sense? You are just you because you're you, and you love this person because you love this person. It's very simple. Does that make sense? Anyways, like show don't tell. Yeah, like show don't tell storytelling. Cozy, thank you so much for following. Aw, see you later, Cracky. Bye-bye. That's philosophical, homie. I don't think it's philosophical, Gibron. Thank you so much for following. Such quality research, 11 out of 10. Well, great at the very end. But, yeah, no, spoiler alert, Arctic's getting a very good score. Solaris, thank you so much for following. Thanks for the follows, you goobers. And welcome. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Alright, moving on to question 2. Let's see here. In your own words, describe a character ship of your choosing and explain why these two characters make a good ship. Let's see here. Now, I would like to ship the two above-mentioned characters, as I believe they would make an excellent couple. Both Kaji and Mikoshiba have a common interest: their love of wearing cute clothes. Furthermore, their initial one-sided tension provides an excellent basis for their relationship. How Mikoshiba was the catalyst for Kaji to overcome his preconceptions and self-denial, and how he's now able to love himself and live his life to the fullest together with Mikoshiba. Secondly, I would like to present evidence of Mikoshiba thinking Kaji is cute. In the story, Mikoshiba sees a picture of Kaji posing in front of a dress and calls him cute. As a result, Kaji blushes, as illustrated in Figure 4. That's very sweet. I like that. It's my first live stream? First live stream ever, or first one of my live streams, impish? In any case, welcome. What brings you to my homo domain? Moreover, the cafe they both work at is actually owned by Mikoshiba's uncle, and because of poor business, is likely to close down. Which I would say Mikoshiba would not want, as the cafe gives him the opportunity to wear his beloved maid dresses and to be as cute as a bean. To cut a long story short, Kaji uses his photography and social media skills to attract more customers to the cafe, saving it. I believe this would cause them to become closer, thus fueling a ship. Also look at Figure 1, they look so cute together. To conclude, I think they would make a good ship as they are both very cute and have a very wholesome story. It's gonna become a series soon? That's really awesome, but Arctic. Alright. Very, very in-depth answers. Like I said before, definitely appreciate the usage of images. And the organization of it was top-notch as well. And the most important part, the meat of the material. The subject. I loved it. It resonates with my thoughts on boys very deeply. Arctic, you get a very solid A+. And a kiss on top of that. Mwah. Alright, thank you Arctic Cloud for the presentation. A round of applause, please. Alright. That is our first homework of the day. Definitely one of the strongest entries. I've done less research for... I've put in less effort for end of term papers that are worth 25% of my grade. Arctic, you are going places. Very, very good job. I'm really proud. I'm really proud of you. What site was that, by the way? That was literally just Google Docs. Unless you're talking about the source for the comic. It speaks for itself. It insists upon itself. Cozy, what site are you referring to? My results are only because I learned from the very best. Really? Who'd you learn from, Arctic? Yeah, we do have sources to the end. Let's show that real quick, actually. You find the username right there, and the website there as well. Obviously, you can't click on these links. The title. The title, if you want to look it up, the title of the one-shot manga is Can Boys Be Cute and Made Dresses Too? There you go. Professionals truly do have standards? Absolutely. No kidding. I learned from a world-renowned biology professor by the name of SnoobyEXE. Who the hell is that? They sound fruity and gay as hell. Alright. Let's see here. Woo! Shiny Kubo. Coffee got some good gacha pulls. I need to do gacha pulls later too. I've been holding out on gambling because I wanted to gamble for men with Chad. Let's see here. Okay, how can I open this up? Let's try this. Man, my second question answer is about a boy and a girl. Bruh, is that fine? A boy and a girl? Mods? Mods, expel this person from my class, please. TCG Pocket is the first gacha-esque thing that is capturing my soul. What is gacha-esque thing? That is literally a gacha. If anything, opening card packs is older than gacha. And it's... One of my mods keeps calling me a gacha game character. Am I gacha-esque? Onions. Describe a character ship of your choosing. You're correct. I did not specify. Still waiting for the Snoop Limbus gambling stream. Is Limbus Company a live service game? Because if so, I am probably late for the party. I also have way too many gacha games to keep up with. Gacha games is just gambling for kids? No! Wrong, Stovetop. It's gambling for boys, dummy. The big prize is a boy. I'm gonna do some gambling after. Let's see here. You missed, Cloud, you missed a really good entry. You missed Cloud's entry. You should go back and watch it. It was honestly fantastic. Look at the shit. Cloud, you missed us. Arctic had like pictures and figures and shit and everything. Some of the most in-depth answers and great source material as well. And very insightful. I gave them a well-deserved A+ for their answer. So I'm just pulling up my other homework submission now. Please be patient with me. Bear with me for a moment. And you're an A+. How does Arctic Cloud do this? I taught them well, clearly. Isekai Slow Life has many boys to gamble on. Do they now, Impish? I need to see some of these boys. I'm very interested in seeing some of these boys. But yeah, I have like 4 to 5. The 5th one, kind of, not really. I have like 5 other gacha games to keep up with. I don't think I can add another one. I'd have to drop something else for it. I'm not dropping Honkai Star Rail. I'm not dropping... I drop Genshin every now and then. I'm not dropping Honkai Star Rail. I could probably drop Zomas. I'm not dropping New Carnival though. Let's see here. Share Mask, show me how Limbus gambling looks like. Alright, one moment. I'm just pulling up the next entry. Great, let's see here. Alright, this entry is from our very own Coffee K. Coffee K, come up to the front of the class, please. It's your turn to present. And it's from JoJo, too! Single-minded devotion to Femboys? Absolutely. And that's the only way to live, Arctic. Doesn't Zenless only have 3 or so boys? Yeah, it's pretty bad, A2. But the new guy is really hot, so all that is forgiven. I finally have a reason to play that game. Let's see here. JoJo invented everything. Did also invent gay boys kissing. Let's take a look here. So this one is appropriately titled Boys Kithin. History would remember them as the best of friends. Very artistic use of font choices here. I love the colors as well. They're very sleek. The very sleek title. Font for the title. Not to mention the matching color for the cover picture as well. Very good start again. Again, another very, very strong start. I'm very impressed, Coffee. Hiyaru. Also, is that Joseph and Caesar from JoJo? So it would seem. Written by Coffee K. Submitted for November 30th for Professor Snoopy. That's me. I did add borders around the images, but it didn't look like it went through. That's okay. Also, your name is very silly. I can read your name, but the font for your name might need to go on a diet here. Looking a bit chonky. Yara, is this your first time joining us? Thank you for the head pats. Oh yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Happy belated Thanksgiving to all our Americanos. In our chat, I hope you had a good celebration. Hope you had big fat... You ate some sort of bird. Can I show you what it looks like on mine? Yeah, send me a picture. Alright, so this is the answer for question 1. Let's dive into the body text. What's your problem? Jojo yelled after getting bumped into. Caesar took a moment to pause and look back before answering with a smirk. Sorry, I guess I didn't notice you. Don't take it so personally, and besides, I didn't expect you to still be here with how pathetic your training was going earlier. Caesar gave a slight chuckle as Jojo's frown became gritted teeth. Shut up, you pompous ass, Jojo said before grinning. And besides, I can take you on any day of the week with how weak you are. Well, 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 so much talk. How about you come and show me? Caesar proclaimed. Rule 34, if it exists? This is not Rule 34. This is something you'd find in AO3. It's fanfiction. Now this is all part of question... Hold on one second. Coffee, I presume this is all still part of the follow-up for question 1? Let's see here. Also, very good use of visual components. Just wanted to say that. Very impressed, Coffee. I like listening to Professor Snoopy's voice. It's nice. You're nice, Yoru. I love it when two dudes trying to pick a fight with each other slowly devolves into some of the most homoerotic shit ever. It's very funny to me. Ice-T acted. That's a very good point, and I think these are a very good selection of characters as well. I think that tension, you know, when people say, well, I'll talk more about it when we're done here, but obviously when we're talking about tension, you know, usually it's because of like, oh my god, he's so cute, does he like me and stuff? And you see that in more traditional romances stuff. But you know, when you have the anime medium to work with, where anything just goes, you know, you can have two dudes beating the crap out of each other, trying to outflex each other, turning into love. And that I think is highly excellent. Enemies to lovers is a really common not trope, genre. Enemies to lovers is a really common genre. Alright. Follow-up text. When it comes to gay and homoerotic writing, no one quite hits the nail on the head quite like Hirohiko Araki, author of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. All of you know JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, whose main focus was the drawing of beautiful men. With so many boy pairings to choose from, I went ahead and picked arguably the gayest of boys in the series, Joseph and Caesar. They're looking pretty gay to me. Yep, I can. Hold on, let me fact check this real quick. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty gay. Okay. Successfully fact checked. Joseph Joestar, the boy, the twink, the legend. Not one character in all of JoJo embodies bratty boy energy quite like this silly twink. Easy to anger and quite silly-brained, Joseph is as much of a himbo as he is a twink. His teasing nature and talented side when it comes to training led to the anger of the second in our pair. Now, just before moving on here, I do want to specify that there is a specific term for this coffee. A himbo twink is also known as a twunk. What I walk into? We're studying boy Saku. It's what happens when enemies become lovers. Speaking of enemies to lovers, I think my next little writing project will do something similar. I think I'd like to deviate from the... I'm getting distracted here. I'm gonna focus on Coffee's homework. Our other tiny gay baby comes in the form of Caesar Anthony Zappelli, extremely short-tempered and arrogant. Caesar's also extremely bratty, often teasing and fighting with Joseph before giving in to form a friendship. Contrasting his bratty nature, Caesar also takes any opportunity to flirt whenever he can, often being distracted from missions and training. Let's see here. I'm familiar with this term as I used to be a twunk. What happened, Impish? Oh, it's okay, Cloud. We started off with the strongest entries for sure. I wanted to start off strong, and oh my god, they did not disappoint. Please do not feel self-conscious about your own submissions, though. This was very much just a fun activity. Also, this is 6 pages. Jesus Christ, Coffee. I'll add it to my lexicon. Often what makes two characters a great ship is the dynamic built between them in-universe, which gives authors and the artists more to work with. With these two short-tempered bratty boys already butting heads so often in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it gives tons to work with. Nothing quite raises the tension between two people like flaring with emotions and fighting, mixed with a bit of teasing. With these two both being easily heated and bratty, they are a perfect example of like attracts like. With Joseph being easy to anger and Caesar's flirty nature, one could only imagine the kind of situations these two could end up in. Aw, that's such a cute picture. I love that. If you're not doing this with your bros, with your boys, every now and then, I'd say at least twice a week. If you're not doing this with your bros, you're kind of missing out. This is kind of peak. I'm gonna need a link to this picture later, Coffee. Cooper. I also have a follow-up image that didn't make the essay cut. That's okay. Coffee, where are your sources? Coffee, where are your sources? Where? Now, your excerpt at the beginning makes a great answer for question 1, and your analysis makes a great answer for question 2, respectively. Again, very good use of images as well. As someone who still had JoJo on their to watch list for years upon years, like many other shows and many other people, the visual representation really helped. Also really helps that they're kind of hot. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're hot. Oh my god, they're hot. Yeah, I'm gonna need some sources to these images, Coffee. Thank you very much. Just for legal reasons, you know. Araki's intention was always hot men. So it would seem. So it would seem. This is highly gay. I love it very much. Yeah, I appreciate the usage of that little dive into who the author is as well, and their intentions with the series. I think that was a really great addition. Like I said before, really great use of artistic additions. The font was a little difficult to read, Coffee, but thankfully, since I am very well versed in really homo fonts and very homo writing, you know, this is like breathing to me. Let's see here. The breakdown of each individual character was really good. You seem to know a whole lot about Bratz, though, Coffee. You mind explaining that? You seem to, for some reason, you know a whole lot about Bratz. Like, how do you know so much about Bratz? Anyways. I didn't pick that font. Let's see here. The breakdown of each character was really, really good. I love that a lot. Right, thank you so much for following. And of course, you know, obviously it goes without saying, but it's important to talk about anyways. What makes characters a good ship is obviously that they're dynamic, you know. Popular ships can come from, you know, like, oh, this character looks oh, this character looks vaguely like this character, or this character, you know, is bigger than this character. And it's just that kind of visual component that's used as a... Excuse me, I need a burp. Got too much monster energy in my blood, in my bones. Sometimes it relies on visual components as a visual basis. Without saying it should go without saying. Absolutely, it should go without saying that the strongest basis for a shipping is an actual relationship. You know, not necessarily a romantic relationship, but just a relationship in general. And in this context, the relationship of enemies, you know, two characters being enemies is still a relationship of some sorts. And, you know, people love seeing enemies to lovers. So that makes a very strong, very effective basis. Like attracts like is also really good as well. I think that's a really good example to pull from, just because obviously we have so many, not to say that's a bad thing, but we have so many examples because of what you would more typically see of, you know, kind of opposites attracting, you know, that the boy meets girl story that you see in a dime a dozen across every form of media, you know, where it's a tough cool guy boy and the shy kind of soft-spoken girl or whatever. That translates as well to, you know, more that translates very much into homo territory as well, where you generally have very firmly established top/bottom dynamics. They have very firmly established, you know, big and small, you know, bigger dominant, smaller submissive, you know. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. I love seeing that. I love seeing that kind of stuff. But this is very much something that pushes those boundaries a little further. And that is something to very much appreciate. Which very much falls in line with what JoJo has done culturally. JoJo has very much pushed cultural boundaries. And like someone said at the beginning, everyone knows JoJo. Everyone knows everything's a JoJo reference. So very good media to choose from. Very good characters that you chose from the media. Very strong analysis. And very good use of pictures. Coffee, I gave you a... Oh, wait. And let me just go through the paragraph as well. Your creativity with the... Oops, I just scrolled up to something you can't see. Your creativity with the dialogue paragraph was also quite well done because that very show, you know, that's tension. That's tension right there, you know. Competitive, bratty boy energy. Turning into something magnetic between the two characters. Fantastic. Very creative, and I can embellish. One reading through this could embellish on what comes next after this dialogue. Perhaps a very intense, quote-unquote, training session. You know. Let's see, will I ever get this being my first stream? So yeah. Very highly excellent use of your creativity for your written portion, Coffee. And like all I said before, great visual components, great analysis, great breakdown of the characters, great choice of media. You get a very solid A+, Coffee. And you also get a big fat kiss on the cheek. Mwah.
Chicken Bro 222 cheered.
Chicken, when do you get out of lying?
Snoopy is a bottom.
When do you get out of lying for fun? Why are you just lying for fun? It's not good. Don't lie. Don't lie for fun. Round of applause, please. Very good job, you guys. I see you had all your sources on hand. Very good job, Coffee. Bonus marks. But since you've already hit the top mark, you know. Mwah, there's an extra kiss for you. Very well done. You and Arctic should be partners in crime. This kind of stuff. Alright, let's see who's next. Okay, our next submission comes from Angelo. Angelo. Alright. This was just submitted through Discord messages, so I'll just be reading them. I don't have anything to bring up on screen. Let's see here. Alright. Let me see here. I'll bring up the question first. Just so people can... Here, I'm gonna use Arctic's thing here to portray the question. Alright, so Angel's question. Angelo's answer for question 1 is, let's see here. The bros I picked are Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker, but from LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. Not to be confused with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars. Or from Star Wars The Clone Wars. From LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga specifically. Let's see here. Alright, and as Angela puts it so kindly, because they are the GOATs, simply starting from episode 1 to episode 3, and them I can't read this. I don't speak this language. This fire-ass 06 LEGO Jedi cuts during they episodes. This is very extreme whiplash. I have to go from... What word did Arctic use? Diametrically. I'm feeling diametrically opposed right now. I went from this to that. Angelo, you're something else. Alright, let's see here. My favorite scene is during episode 2 when Anakin and Obi-Wan fought Count Dooku and when Dooku cut off his hand. His homie Anakin moaned twice. Like a Dark Souls character. The second time was when Yoda saved Bro from getting pressed, not to be confused with the mating press, and then Obi-Wan came up to check up on him. These guys have so much bromance. Bruh, Anakin could have been the chosen one if he was granted the title of Master by Samuel L. Jackson. I agree. I agree. Sam Jackson should have done that. Honorable mentions, Derek Rose and I can't say that name, Mr. Noah, Snoop Dogg, and Sora. Hey, that's me. Snoop Dogg and Sarazu. Third honorable mention, me in basketball. Alright, I appreciate the answer. I appreciate the look into their story as well, Angelo. Thanks for subscribing, Gremlin. Mwah. So what are some good master's programs for biology? Unfortunately, a lot of biology programs are very, very exclusive. You can only access them through very, you know, if you're well connected with the field. But I think that one place you can check out for master's programs is on patreon.com/Snoopy. Alright, so question 2, Angela's answer for a ship. Let's see here. This is gonna be weird, but my favorite ship for 10 years till now be Pokemon X and Y between Ash. I have to paraphrase so hard. Angelo, I don't think speaks English. This is some sort of runic, ancient, forbidden tongue that is lost to time here. But I'm doing my best to paraphrase here. Between Ash and Serena. The reason I like them is because the first reason being, unlike all the other Poke girls before, Serena who just followed the same formula. Sassy, hating on boy, hating on Ash. Serena was that change in the cycle. She was real kind, caring in the group, and had real feelings for Ash. Even though Ash still is a dense ass forever, and still 10 years old since 1997. Yeah, that part's a little weird. Did he age at all? Was that ever established? Because Ash was 10 when he started. Did he ever age at all, or did all of Pokemon just happen within the span of 11 months? Weird question. We're gonna move on from that. Second reason, lore and character development of Serena. The main reason I ship them is her and Ash go way back, unlike the other girls. Serena and Ash met during a camping trip in their childhood. Also, her character development during the anime was top tier. Yet Ash didn't realize until the final episode, where Serena kissed him for the first time. And I saw that they kissed during the escalator scene and got me flabbergasted. And a little bit of backstory, apparently Angela would go on Facebook pages to argue about Pokemon ships. You know? We all had phases like that, Angela. I don't blame you at all. Okay. So I don't need a visual component for this. I haven't seen the full show, but I've seen that very one particular scene. It's a very popular clip that I think it's real sweet. As someone who didn't really follow the Pokemon anime series all that much, you know, as a kid I kind of just caught some movies here and there and watched some episodes whenever they came up. I think that's a really good basis for a ship. Not to mention, well, it's in the X and Y series. I don't know if it develops any further in the... Because Sun and Moon came after. I don't even know if Serena is a character afterwards, but... Let's see here. Of course, Facebook. When will Snoopy get his own anime series? I don't have my anime series yet, but I do have my very own Body Pillow series, which I will show you very soon. I forgot my earphones at home, so I'm watching you at work on speakers. That's okay, Toshi. Just make sure there's no... As long as no one hits me, as long as no one throws anything at me, or hits me with a bat or a capybara, I won't make any suspicious sounds. So you're good. You're good to go. You are safe. I think he became 12 at some point. I like the way that's phrased. At some point he became... I like some point he... I like that at some point he became 12. No one knows when. Is this stream family friendly? Absolutely. Who's best boy? There are many best boys, Pineapple. It is foolish. It is foolish and futile to try to assign a singular best boy. EPKYP. Thank you so much for following. Welcome to the stream. Bro went back to 10. He regressed. He's like Benjamin Button. Anyways, I appreciate the surprisingly detailed breakdown, Angelo. Let's see here. The grammar and use of emojis in your report could use a little work. Some visual components as well. We've got Lego Obi-Wan here, raising his eyebrow in a very suspicious manner. That put a very terrible image on my head, featuring Lego Obi-Wan and Lego Anakin. I'm going to try and forget about that now. Formatting, phrasing, use of emojis. It's a little detrimental to the writing quality. But of course, I think the pairing for question number 2 was very good. Again, another very good example. It's just, you know, character ships existing for a very... with a very solid foundation, where they're, you know, they're real companions as opposed to just two characters that kind of look like each other, or like they look like that they would go well together. Angela, I'm giving you very solid. I'm giving you a B for basketball. In other words, a perfect score. Angela, you get a B for basketball. I think I'm in the wrong class, but can I stay here and get credits? Anyways, I failed my last biology class. Eepy! Eepy, you cannot attend my class with that kind of attitude. You want to just sit here? You think this? You think you'll just sit here and then just all this information will come to you naturally? No. You cannot approach biology like that. You cannot do that. You have to fight for it. You have to grab it. You have to grab it. You have to fight for it. You have to grab it like a small grabbable boy waist. This knowledge is something you have to take for yourself. You have to chase after it. You have to slam it against the wall. I had to mic so fast. Wait, why? Why, Toshi? What's the soul link, Jim? That was Angela's submission. Alright, we got another submission from Cloud. Cloud. Alright, Cloud, come up to the front of the class. It's time for yours. Alright, Claude, if I remember correctly, these are OC characters, right? Not yet, Yuri. I'm doing yours towards the end. I'm doing them in order. Wait a minute. I'm embarrassed now. Embarrassed? What are you embarrassed about? Literally, what are you embarrassed about? These are your OCs, right? Okay, so we've got a different and yet very, very creative approach to this. So the fact that it uses OCs is very exciting. Yeah, just some boys? Alright, let's see here. Cloud, before I get started, do you have a visual reference for your OCs, or do they just kind of exist? Like in your head? I phrased that wrong. Made you sound like a schizophrenic. Do they have a visual component, or are they just described through words like in a book? Give me one. I'm just organizing the homework. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's turn this into a nice black text. Perfect, there we go. Stinky? Who are you calling stinky? I smell really good, actually, I'll have you know. That's why I purposely don't shower for days. Because it lets my smell... That's my good smell get stronger. Okay. I'm sorry, Coffee. I'm kind of using your homework as a sheet. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, that's working. So this is the creative writing excerpt from our very own Cloud. Cloudburst73, please come up to the front of the class. Any opening words you'd like to say about your work, besides the fact that it utilizes your own original characters? They just sort of popped into existence. They are very cute, I assure you. I'll share cute boy references with you soon. Sounds good. If you send them to me while I'm reading it, I will show it to the rest of the class as well. Oh yeah, boy smell, kind of like taking clothes from a significant other? Yeah, absolutely. I stole my big brother's clothes. I like smelling him. Alright, let's dive right into the material. Once I figure out how to fit this on my page. There we go. Friday was tired but comfortable. Her warm blanket of sun yawned across the clear blue sky, gossamer thin with pastel pink highlights that teased both clouds and horizon alike. Below the city wound down from the hustle of its final day. In a local restaurant, James adjusted his collar, his eyes fixed on the silverware before him. As though it was a uniquely captivating work of art, worthy of such scrutiny, his thin fingers laced it together, and his untouched meal grew cold. Among hundreds of shared dinners, this one should have been no different, and yet... Remember that camping trip last summer? Michael's voice broke through. Carefully casual, as he cut into a steak. The ice so carefully set around James' shoulders melted then, taking with it the veneer. We got another person using big ass words here. Veneer of caution that had glazed their interaction until now. James caught cerulean eyes deeper than any water looking back at him when he dared glance up from his utensils. Last summer, the memory flashed in his mind. Years of careful pretense that a single night of exhaustion, circumstance, and honesty had so easily stripped away. English Premium. English Plus, actually, is what it's called. Yeah, maybe he managed, knowing how much weight hid between those simple words. His eyes escaped Michael's for a second time tonight, remembering. It was an accident, he'd assured himself. A fluke. He'd sworn up and down, even as the fingers interwoven between his were no longer his own. The coffee shop faded away, replaced by the warmth of a palm against his thigh and a breath on his shoulders. We can't, you know. Michael's words finally came. A low whisper against the smaller man's ear as he leaned past. A lump formed in James' throat, a pathetic protest to the obvious. He knew. He'd always known, but the crushing weight of reality never got its chance to take hold. Rather, it was Michael's much realer, much more welcome weight that threatened to knock what little breath remained from his lungs. I like that. That's a good line. That's a really good line. The surprise alone was enough to make his breath hitch. His grip on the larger man's hand tightened, fingertips pressing crescents into warm skin, anchoring himself into the very danger he was supposed to diligently evade. Can I get you gentlemen anything else? The waitress appeared at their table, her voice yanking James back to his chair, fresh beads of moisture dotting his face and neck. We're good, the pair answered in unison, sharing a brief glance before looking away. Oh, that's so good! Oh, that's so good! Hey, Dendro. My submission is the biggest of words. I've seen some of those big words in info. You guys are crazy. I don't know what you guys are smoking to have words as big as diametrical. I already forgot. Diametric. Veneer. You guys are crazy. I'm sure I'm partially convinced these aren't even real words. You just made them up. And you convinced me that they're real words. Alright. So that is Cloud's creative writing piece. Let's see here. Now, I have one question for you. Who's Friday? Cloud, who's Friday? Because obviously, this story is primarily focused on the conversation that is taking place between James and Michael. Who's Friday? Thanks for the headphones, Jordan. Mwah. Just for you. What you doing? I am reading people's homework. Well-articulated, dynamic word choice, and excellent use of literary devices overall. Very well done. A very insightful review by A2. I'm inclined to agree. This, a really interesting approach to homework as well. What is that font? Looks so nice. I'll check in a bit. I just personified the day Friday because I thought it'd be poetic, and I'm silly. Okay, I misinterpreted it then. I thought Friday was a literal person, so you may have personified it a bit too well, in fact, because I thought it was a real person. That makes more sense, though. So we got James and Michael. Now, obviously, the main highlight of Cloud's writing is its artistic intent. Language, tone, phrasing, all that is key in. It's much more of an unspoken factor in portraying a scene or setting a scene. And I think that the use of this kind of more flowery prose lends to the genre that it is portraying here. Because you have beautiful words doesn't sound like the right way to put it. You know, very poetic, illustrative, artistic phrasing, which is really important to kind of setting the that tone that forms a tone that in of itself is also kind of telling you what's happening. Besides, obviously, the words on the screen that is telling you, you know, they're having dinner together. You know, beyond that, you know, the memories to the past, you know, the careful description of each individual action demonstrates that there's a certain care to detail, which I think is very helpful for portraying what was originally in the homework assignment, the tension between these two characters, because, you know, obviously two characters having these kind of warm feelings for each other are going to have their mind racing about stuff like this. And so obviously they would notice, you know, a gentle touch, you know, the slight gust of warm air from the other person's breath, stuff like that. All those little minute details become very big moments to these characters because, you know, that's the thing. I think that's a good way to put it. These little details are big to each other because of the relationship and the love that they share for each other. So that attention to detail, very much, I love it. I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. Evocative. Checks them all flattered and blushy. You're too nice and I'm happy you like it. Cute boys, being cute is the best. Any more context to these characters? James and Michael, are they like schoolboys? They're going to college together? They're working in an office or something? War buddies? What are they? Let's see here. And obviously on, you know, let's see here. Let's look at some of the individual lines here. I remember there was one line I was reading towards the end that I really loved. Let's see here. This one right here. Rather, it was Michael's much realer, much more welcome weight that threatened to knock what little breath remained from his lungs. Ooh, that line goes so hard. Glad. You should give yourself a pat on the back for that one. I love that line. That is such a good line. This right here is a really perfect example of how you can, the way you phrase something, contributing to selling the scene. Because you can tell, you can obviously communicate what's happening in a way that's much more curt and, you know, non-intimate, right? You can just say, it would, in terms of what's happening, you could very much say, Michael's response made it more difficult for James to breathe. That's a much more boring way of describing what's happening. But when you use this kind of, when you're using these words, when you're utilizing an expansive vocabulary to serve as the colors of your painting, you You can choose to use much more bright colors, and in this case, bright words. Very colorful words, rather, not bright words. Very colorful words. That type of phrasing is very, very much appreciated. And since this is something that Cloud uses throughout this entire excerpt, so the tone is very much set, not even just by the subject material, just by the way that it is framed, by the phrasing. You know, you can tell it's a little something going on. Think about it like, you know, there's a boy in class that you really like, and you know, your friend's asking you about him. Oh, so I heard you got a crush on Alex or something, right? And, you know, the way you get all flustered inside, you know, that thought in your head is going to go very well beyond, oh yeah, he's cute. You're not going to be thinking that. Your mind's racing. Your cheeks are flushing warm. You're going to be thinking like, oh my god, did he just help me pick up my books? Like, is he helping me with homework? I can't believe this is happening. There's no way. Like, he's, you know, there's no way. Like, he's way out of my league. Stuff like that. So much more going on under the surface, you know. And the type of fanciful prose is such a good way of portraying that, because love makes you think in this way. Your thoughts get all flowery. I love it. I love it so much. A+ for you, Cloud. Mwah. I'll have to write more about them, maybe. I will happily read more about it. I'm excited to see what you have. AG said, people are complex, emotions are complex. Words expressing such things should portray that complexity and the color of a soul. Something Cloud has done rather well. Thank you, A2. You spoken what I'm thinking in a much more concise manner. I appreciate that. Appreciate the insight. A round of applause, please, for Cloud. Written by our very own Cloudburst73. Alright, next on our list. We got them from Nymph and Yuri as well as their final 2 submissions. Alright. I will be doing it in order, so I will be going over Nymphs next. Nymph, it is your turn. Nymph, come up to the front of the class, please. Do you have any opening words before we get started in your concept material? Now, Nymph also had a different approach to this. One thing I appreciate about this, probably because I phrased my own question poorly, but we have a lot of different ways of answering the questions that were presented. We've got analysis papers, we've got full-on creative writing. In this case, also creative writing. The difference is Nympho has used the format of a script, kind of like what you'd see reading through like a movie script. Let's see here. Hey Tux, welcome to the chat. Oh, I can't make the picture any bigger. The document's too long. Okay, I gotta put this up here. Alright, so this one. This piece is titled The Enigmatic Exchange. Presented by our very own Nympho. Shakespeare-like flamboyance script. We'll see, we'll see. I skimmed over it, and yeah, there was a lot of big words, Nympho. Well, let's get right into it. So this is the setting, the Addams Family living room. So we are using Addams Family character here. Very peculiar choice, that one that I can very much appreciate. I have to say, the Addams Family is very much certainly not something that I would have expected from this type of submission. So I'm very excited to see what you have in store. Hello there, Tux. Thank you so much for following. Transgender Pride. Aw, mwah. Alright. Let's get into the text here. The Addams Family living room, dimly lit with a gothic ambience. No, of course, it's a gothic ambience. Gomez is lounging on a luxurious, sinister... Elder, thank you so much for the gift sub. Mwah. I appreciate that. Big kiss for you. Gomez is lounging on a luxurious, sinister-looking You made this word up. Chase? You made this word up. This word does not exist. Are you telling me this is a real English word? Did you just invent a new world? Did you just invent a new... You know, I'm getting a little thirsty. I did run out of Monster. I will be right back. I've been doing a lot of yapping today. I need a bit more water. Hold on. Hold that. Alright. Of course, Arctic knows exactly what a chase is. Am I saying that right? Chase? Let's see here. Looks almost like an indoor lawn chair. I don't believe you. I still think you're making up this word just so you can make me look like a dummy. Hey, Snoopy. Where your tail so I can grab it? Stop trying to grab my tail. What's wrong with you? My tail is not for grabbing! Don't get the wrong idea. Let's see here. So I'm a bit too fixated on this word. Let's move on. Twirling cigar, Fester is pacing, his wild hair reflecting his eccentric personality. Gomez leaning back and smirking. Ah, Fester might... I don't know how they talk. I don't know how they talk. How do they talk? I'm not even gonna try and imitate it. I don't remember how they talk at all. And I'm going to embarrass myself by trying to do a voice. I'll leave it up to your imagination, then. Ah, Fester, my dear brother, have you ever felt the allure of darkness pulsing just beneath the surface? His tail's made for cuddles, not grabs or grips. See, thank you, Leo. Thank you, finally someone that understands. My tail's a dangerous weapon, you should not be playing around for it. It's also very sensitive. Fester stops abruptly, his eyes sparkling with mischief. All the time, Gomez, like a tingling sensation, isn't? Almost intoxicating. Intoxicating indeed. It's as if our very own bone marrow is steeped in the essence of forbidden desires. You know, they say there's danger in the thrill. But it's merely a dance, wouldn't you say? Festa jumps closer. A dance, yes! A macabre ballet where shadows twist and unexpected passions ignite. Festa leans in, lowering his voice. Conspiratorially. Can you guys please use English words that I know that I'm familiar with? I want to be able to read this and go like, oh yeah, I know this word. But what if someone were to discover us, Gomez? What would the world outside think? Gomez sipping from a vintage glass. The world outside? How quaint. They wouldn't understand our dance, the gravity of our connection. They cling to mundane views of masculinity while we explore the abyss together. Fester fidgets with a grin spreading across his face. Oh, it's deliciously reckless, isn't it? Our secret rendezvous. It's almost like sharing an embrace with the unknown. That is a really hard line, Arctic. I'm inclined to agree with you. I know, A2, I'm just whining. Gomez says, leaning forward, his eyes gleaming with mischief. And what if I told you the unknown is often just a reflection of our innermost selves? Hidden desires, longing gazes. Do you not feel the pull, dear brother? Fester swings slightly. The tension, it's palpable. Your words wrap around me like vines, thickening the air. What does it reveal about us? About family? Gomez smirks, puffing a cigar. Ah, the essence of our bond is family, yes. Yet there's beauty in the tension we share. Society confines men to stoic masks, but we dance on the precipice of the absurd. Absurdity, how alluring, like us versus the world. No! It's not yaoi, Saku. It's much more... It's much more... complicated than that. Absurdity, how alluring, like us versus the world. A tableau of dynamism wrapped in the shroud of tradition. It's almost poetic. And poetry can be a powerful aphrodisiac. Our bond defies the norms, Festa. We are artists in twisted gallery, able to paint our desires without fear of judgment. Boys reading complicated yaoi. I like complicated yaoi. The vocabulary is definitely a step or several above what I'm used to reading. My smooth little boy brain does not utilize such colorful language on a regular basis. I like complicated yaoi though. Let's see here. Professor leans closer, his voice a whisper. I must admit, I relish the electricity between us. What if they saw? What if they judged? Let them. Their judgment is but a flicker in the dark. Our true passion lies in our shared madness, the way your quirks complement my flair. Right, like two half-moons mirroring the dark sky, together illuminating the unseen. Exactly, and who knows, perhaps it's the unrestrained exploration of this tension that the Addams family truly embodies, for we are not only brothers, but twin souls navigating through life, passionately entwined in our own delightful chaos. The conversation fades, lingering in the air as they share a glance filled with complexity, underscoring the unique interplay between their identities. Companions in a world that scarcely understands their allure. Okay. Wowee. Wowee, what a doozy that was. Sorry for the long scene. It wasn't even the longest one, Nipple. Also, you cooked this up really quickly for the material that you gave here. So I'm just taking a little drinking break. Very, very, very complex writing, in the good way. I think that the language plays into the character archetypes of Fester and Gomez quite well. The language that you utilize definitely encompasses these two characters, their personalities, and their dynamic as well. These two. Oh! Femboy Sandwich, thank you so much for the raid. Huh? Goobers, welcome everyone. My name's Snoopy. I like boys. I really like boys. Welcome. Today we are reviewing homework submissions from our previous lecture on boyology. Welcome to the class, everyone. Currently we are reviewing Nympho's creative writing submission, which is a short script about two Addams family characters and the complex, convoluted relationship that they share. I hope you learned something from this lesson. If you learn one thing from this lesson, if you have one takeaway from this lesson here today, it's that boys are kind of cute. I like them. I like them very much, in fact. Thank you so much for the raid. How did your stream go, Sammy? They missed my smut. It was good smut. It was good ass smut. Jokes on you, silly. God, I'm not drinking water. I'm drinking yummy, yummy 7-Up. Just chatted for like almost 4 hours. You're quite the yapper, aren't you? Thank you so much for the raid again, Sammy. Mwah. 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 There's 3 big smooches just for you. Mwah. And an equally big smooch for all the new faces joining us. Welcome, welcome aboard. Please sit your plump gay asses down in your chairs, as we are in the middle of a lesson currently. My second answer is more sane. But yeah, I like it. Your writing style absolutely plays into the characters that you are portraying. I really do appreciate that. I got a little fixated on some words that I'm not used to seeing. But that was just a little goof. That you don't lose marks for using words that I don't understand or words that I don't frequently witness. My chair has the biggest ass imprint. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's one of the few cons of having such a massive, big dumpy. I once heard that English is a wide and shallow pool. I'm not quite sure I understand that. What makes it wide and shallow? Cooler. Too cute. Who are you calling cute, Sammy? You know, I'm kind of interested in seeing this imprint that you're talking about. For research purposes, of course, you know. A lot of useless words with little meaning or emotion. It was a beautiful imprint. I think that could be a study in of itself. Femboy physics. And how their tiny, lanky arms have trouble opening jars of pickles, yet their massive rumps can utterly crush and annihilate any gaming chair known to man. Diametrically opposed strengths, one could say. Arctic, did you appreciate my use of that word? I think there's an allegorical layer there. Like, both their personalities and them being gay are both not understood by society. Well, yeah, the Addams Family already has that type of underlying... Well, not underlying theme. That is like a big basis of it. Real takes theme as a kitty. No, you. You speak Chinese? I speak a little bit of Cantonese. Like I said, I'm very interested in seeing your chair, Sammy. I think that'd be a very interesting research subject. Cantonese is hard. I speak Mandarin. I can tell you I don't speak Mandarin in Mandarin, and I can say ice cream. That is the only thing I can say in Mandarin. Useful phrases. But yeah. So, quick summary, Nympho. Your writing style, I think, very much fits the setting, the character dynamic, and the character personalities themselves. Very colorful discussion as well. I liked their... As opposed to us, the reader, breaking down and analyzing, it's these two characters that are exploring these ideas with each other. And I think that's really interesting. I have a question 2. Let me see here. So question 2, you're talking about these two characters. Let's see here. Now these are two characters I'm not familiar with, so if you have any more, you provided me a bit of additional context in DMs. If you want to tell Chad a bit more about these characters, I would do so now. Because I was not familiar with the series that you were talking that these characters are from. Also, 4 hours, Sammy. I don't know how you do it for 4 hours. You're crazy. But I guess that's not a very rare trait to find within our community, huh? You're a little crazy. Chinese was very stressful in school. I'm not gonna get. I'm trying not to get too distracted by this. Language, I don't think is something you can learn in grade school. Very few people do it because it's just. Well, I mean, I didn't like learning, so I didn't learn because I didn't want to learn. But if you're one of those kids who is passionate about it, then absolutely, yeah, you had a much better retention of it. But I'd remember pretty much nothing from like my secondary language classes. I can yap. What a big yapper. Femboy yapper. Goober. Alright. Question 2 for Nymph's choice of ship is 2 characters named Crowley and Azur. Am I saying that? Azurfail? Azurfail, am I saying that right? I sent an image of the actors. Goobers, I'll pull that up in a second. Alright. The relationship between Crowley and Azurfail in the television series Good Omens exemplifies a compelling partnership that transcends traditional boundaries. Their dynamic is characterized by a unique blend of contrasting personalities. Crowley, a demon with a penchant for mischief and a rebellious spirit, complements Azurfail, an angel who embodies a more reserved and principled demeanor. This juxtaposition, good lord, this juxtaposition not only creates a rich narrative tension, but also fosters a deep mutual understanding and respect between the two characters. Their shared experiences, particularly navigating the complexities of humanity and morality, allow them to form a bond that is both profound and relatable. Furthermore, their unwavering loyalty to one another, despite their celestial origins, highlights the theme of friendship that defies the conventional dichotomy of good versus evil. Ultimately, Crowley and Azurfail's relationship serves as a testament to the power of companionship, illustrating that love and camaraderie can flourish even in the most unlikely circumstances. Opposites to attract. Angels and demons. A very classic combination. Let's take a good look at this. Let's take a good look at these goobers. Yep, that's gay, alright. That is highly, highly gay. The good one, the bad boy. 2 classic tropes. And they are classics for a reason. It's some good stuff. Some very highly good stuff. Nympho, I very much appreciated the way that you answered these questions. Again, like I mentioned before, I think my favorite part is the characters exploring these types of topics themselves in character. The script format was also an interesting medium as well. Was also an interesting vehicle. I appreciated that. And thank you for sharing about 2 characters that I was not previously familiar with. That was a really interesting insight. You get a solid A+. Mwah! And again, another big kiss as your reward. Gaze the way. Jeez Louise. I'm compelled to agree with you, Sammy. For our final entry of the day, we have Yuri. Yuri's got some short answers. Yuri, do you have pictures of your characters that you want to share? Let's see here. Ow, who just did that? Coffee, I'm already drinking. You've heard me sipping all over the place. I mean, oh, that was not the right word. You've heard me sipping all this time. A very fine style, not wholly unlike my own. An excellent use of higher language and prose that is rare to the modern world, masterfully done. It is very much a language style that is indicative of higher education, for sure. very scholar-like. Nymph's writing is very much absolutely scholar-like. I appreciate that a lot. Let's see here. Too many books? That's a good amount of books, if you ask me. I benefited from you reading too many books, because I got to read about boys. Let's see here. Alright, Yuri, your turn. Come up to the front of the class, please. So, let's see. Now, Yuri's will not take quite as much time to go through. We got some more concise answers. To the point. Right to the point. Langa and Reki from an anime called Skate, or SK8. If you have pictures, I'll put them up for the class whenever. This is a very low poly image, but I will happily... Oh, I've seen these before. I've seen these characters before. Have not seen the show, but I've seen these characters before. Very crusty deep fried image. But it works. I think it adds to the experience if I squash them a bit. Langa and Reki are partners in skating, but they always stay close physically and make eye contact a lot, and they tend to blush and be nervous or excited while interacting with each other. Okay. I have not seen this anime. Is the anime focusing on these two characters as our protagonists? I'm not familiar with the show at all. We do have a Discord. Check the, it should be in the description. Here, I'll just send a link right now. If you have not joined our Discord, make sure you do so. I just sent a link to the stream. Whoops, that's... I'm sorry. I just sent you a link to the stream that you're currently watching. I'm sorry. Oopsies. Yeah, I don't think you guys need that link. The link to the stream that you're already watching. Let's see here. Here we go. Is the Discord link. Welcome, you goofballs. You'll get all the announcements and stuff over there. Silly guy. Silly? Who are you calling silly? Sammy, you big yapper. Yapping for 4 hours. I bet that's not even... Yeah, that's probably not even close to the longest amount of time you've yapped. I think 4 hours is pretty much my world record. Unfortunately, I still need to level up my yapping skill a bit more. What are we gonna do with you? I can tell you what you're gonna do with me, Jordan. You're going to love and cherish me, because I'm just that precious. Isn't that right? Bleh. But Yuri, tell me a bit more about this show. Because this premise seems very interesting. Answer number 2, Tadano and Najimi. We all know Tadano and Najimi. I completely forgot what the Komi-san can communicate. Is what I think it's what the show name is called. The anime shows a hint of Najimi's attraction towards Tadano, such as blushing and flirting, and he also makes dirty jokes with Tadano. Najimi is always reliable to Tadano, and they share a strong bond of friendship from their childhood. I think they would make a cute couple. Absolutely. Let's get a picture. Although I'm sure it's of a character that all of you are already well familiar with. Very familiar with. That you all know and love. Our cute little boy right there. Very good choice for a ship. Childhood friends are a natural candidate for these types of pairings. I like it very much. I'm trying to do my very best to not be biased just before it's because he's a little cross-dressing idiot. I would be lying if I said I didn't feel some level of camaraderie between myself and this cross-dressing idiot for some reason. I can't quite put my finger on why, but for some reason, you know, I feel a little bit of kinship between myself and this cross-dressing idiot. Let's see here. I will smooch you in the forehead. Don't play with me. I'll play with you however I want, Sammy. What are you gonna do about it? Let me ask you this. What exactly do you plan on doing about it? So, very excellent choice of characters, Yuri. Next time. So I think I really appreciate your choice of characters. What I think you just need is just a little bit more context. Because when you are writing answers like this, you need to explain your answer. It's just the same thing. I'm sorry to be your math teacher that is telling you, oh, you have to show how you got the answer. You have to show your calculation. You have to show your work. I'm sorry, but it's the exact same thing here. You need to show why and how you got to this answer. These boys are all very cute, but I want to know why. Why it makes, you know, you kind of touched on this in the second answer as to why you think they make a good couple. And same with the first answer as well, with them staying physically close. But I would like to know more about these characters. Just a little bit beyond, you know, the kind of surface level interactions that they share. Overall, I give you an A for ass imprint on a gaming chair. A for ass imprint. Who did that? Ippy? Mods? Seize him! He just threw a cappy at me. Seize him. Of course it would show up on the stream. Goober. I like it very much. I appreciate your submission. And you also get a bonus kiss as a reward. Mwah! Alright. That concludes our homework submissions from last week's biology lecture. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Thank you all of you for joining me for my lesson and review of our wonderful submissions from my very own students. Students, thank you so much for your participation. You guys are really sweet. I hope you guys had as much fun writing it as I did reading and talking about your work. It was honestly really, really amazing. You guys are the best. Give yourselves a big pat on the back. And give each other a big round of applause. You guys are the best. And I hope you all learned something today. Now, that took a bit longer than expected. That was actually the perfect amount of submissions. Because we are coming right up on 2 hours. I'm ready for my biology dissertation now. We will continue exploring biology later. I think tomorrow I'm going to go over some charts to kind of as a follow-up lesson to what we learned before. Because before I was analyzing the amount of fanfiction content that existed for Genshin Impact characters, and I was going to compare that to another chart following the same concept, except instead of fanfiction entries, it took a look at Rule 34 or Gelburu entries for each character as well. And there was a really interesting opposite pattern in which fanfiction was primarily featuring male characters, whereas artwork primarily featured female characters. Obviously, there were some exceptions here and there. You know, Venti had a very highly egregious amount of porn, so he was very much up there with all the other girls, but I couldn't find the other chart, so I took another chart from another MiHoYo game from Honkai Star Rail that also does the same thing, where it is ranking characters based on how many fanfiction entries they have, and I have another chart that also outlines how many Rule 34 entries. It was Gelburu entries. So we'll be looking at that tomorrow. But for the rest of today, I want to just do a little bit of gambling to end off today's stream. Thanks for the class. I learned a lot. I still love boys. Me too, Jordan. I still love boys too. Speaking of boys, I finally have a reason to play this game. And I will show you very shortly. Nothing quite like gambling to get me ready for lunchtime. A teensy bit of major gambling. I love gambling. I love gambling. Especially when the prize is men. Is it for the plot? Oh yeah, it's for the plot, alright. Thanks for the lesson. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Good night, Arctic. Have sweet dreams. Mwah. Mwah. Those kisses are for you to help get a good night's rest and to chase away any bad dreams. I've been waiting day one since this. Menless Zone Zero. Finally! Oh my god, finally. He's hot. Menless Moan Miro. Oh my god, he's so hot. Oh, I've been waiting so long to do this. You guys have no clue how long I've been waiting to do this. Damn is right. He's smoking hot. I'm inclined to agree. I'm very much inclined to agree with you. Jordan Genshin Impact 92. Alright, how many do I have? A lot. I have enough. I have plenty. You can save up quite a bit of gacha currency when you're only looking for men that don't exist in this game. Okay, I lose. Great. I was saving it for today's stream because I'm 100% convinced that if you stream something, if you stream gacha, the game knows and it gives you better RNG. I'm 90% sure it works like that. You cannot convince me otherwise. Gambling and hot, man. These idiot balls. I'm tired of idiot balls. Can I stop getting idiot balls, please? Can I at least get a cool ball? This sucks. This is an idiot ball. That sucks and I hate it. This sucks. It's a slightly less of an idiot ball. Great. 10 balls. Thank you, game. Thank you, game. This is my reward. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. My awesome reward for playing this game. 10 idiot balls. I got the worst possible roll again. Oh, that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel good at all. Oh, that doesn't feel good at all. 10 idiot balls. Enjoyed your lecture. I have to go now, but I will definitely be tuning in again. Thank you so much. At all, Soul. Thank you so much, Soul. I'll be streaming again tomorrow. I hope to see you there. Take care. Have a good weekend. Mwah. Keep in mind, my review for this game is going to be entirely based on the results of my gambling here.
Sweeping pillar! Nothing stands in my way.
Bear Daddy. Big Bear Daddy. Daddy? Daddy? Again! 3 times in a row! This game sucks! This game sucks! I'm about to leave a very angry negative review. I'm about to leave the worst review the world has ever seen.
That's right.
That's all right.
I'm the Starlight
okay with this.
Knight.
I like Billy. I shall impart onto thee the gambling energy I've acquired and stockpiled in my many years of misfortune. Thank you, A2. Although, are you sure you didn't accidentally just share your misfortune? Okay, we're now at 40, 50 something. Okay, almost the worst possible roll. Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! I'm drinking chicken, I'm drinking. I'm gonna need a stronger drink after this, jeez Louise. This is why you don't go gambling, kids.
Sweeping pillar! Nothing stands in my way.
This is why they teach you gambling is bad. I'm spiraling. I'm already spiraling. My mental has reached a low point that I didn't think was possible. Alright, we got 2 this time. Oh, but I don't care for these idiot purples. I want the big shiny yellow. Where's my good RNG? Who stole my good RNG? Mods! Mods, improve my RNG, please, thank you. Can we get some blood sacrifices over here?
Something I can do for you?
Can anyone please sacrifice their soul on my behalf? I'd really appreciate that right about now. Like, honestly, don't be so selfish. Like, what do you need your soul for anyways? Give it to me. So I can sacrifice it for virtual men. Oh my god! To live? You don't need that. Don't be so selfish. Don't you think about anyone besides yourself?
Manager! I'm counting on you to cover me.
I like Billy. I think you're just being selfish.
Just call me Ben. Or
That's not
Big
big boy.
Ben. I'll protect everyone.
Well, at least I'm free maxing now. Aw, dang it! If this is a lesson on why you shouldn't be gambling, this is probably why. This should probably be a good example as to why you should not be gambling. I take it back. I love gambling. Forget everything I just said. Forget everything I just said. I love gambling. Whatever you thought I said before, I was either lying or you misunderstood me.
And aside from
What I meant to say was I
I'm
love
also
gambling.
equipped as a sweeping killer.
I love
Nothing
freaking gambling.
stands in my way.
I love gambling. I love gambling. I love gambling. I love gambling. Yeah!
The red scarf.
He's hot! God, he's hot! Oh my god. I love gambling!
Excuse me, is there something I can do for you? Anything at all?
Pretty good game. I like this game. Sure. Let's do this. Oh my gosh, he's hot. So it would seem. More idiot balls. Don't care for that. Let's do one more here. Now for his ball. I don't know if I should go for his ball. Fortunately, I got robbed. I did not think I would be getting his ball. Should I go for his balls? I think I might go for his balls. I might go for his balls. Screw it, I'm going for his ball. Let's go for the ball. Let's go gambling. No! That one's pretty good, at least, I think. I think that one's pretty good, at least. I can do like 20 more? Ooh.
I'm at your
Do I have
disposal.
Big Furry Man maxed out already? Let's see here. Yeah, I do. Okay.
Time for some
I
hard
might just go for
labor.
the ball. Let's go for the ball, screw it. Gambling, 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 I love gambling. No! Why am I not being rewarded for gambling? I love gambling. I'm supposed to be rewarded. Where's my reward? Let's see here. I can get a bunch, actually. Next one for sure. Do you want to bet on that? You want to bet on that, Eepy? You want to do some gambling with me? What do you want to bet? Let's put some stakes on it. OMG, he is hot. He is freakishly hot. Let's take a good look at this guy, actually.
I'm at your disposal. Want to see the red scarf?
Jesus Christ! Oh my god. Oh my god! Oh my god! This is what every fucking middle schooler who watches anime thinks they look like. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Want to see the red scarf?
More gambling. I love 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 gambling. I hate gambling! I hate gambling so much. Gambling's the worst. Never gamble, kids. Or you will suffer the consequences, as I have. You will suffer dearly, in fact. I gamble Pokemon cards. Gamble. Come on, please, please, please! I'm begging you. Please, I'm begging you. Please, God, I'm begging you. Please be the one. I promise you, I'll love gambling for the rest of my life. Just give me my big win. Just give me my dopamine, please. Please give me my dopamine. Please give me dopamine. Ah! 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 God, I've got his big shiny balls now!
I'm at your disposal.
Okay. I'm good.
I'm here, so we're good. Want to see the red scarf?
I'm gonna need some, I'm gonna need some time to myself after all that. If you catch my drift. Whew. Ah, oh, I'm suddenly so tired, guys. Oh, whew. Goober? I'm not a goober, I'm excellent. Actually, I think I can get a bit more gambling with them. Let me see. They give you a level them up, you get more, yeah. Yeah, you do. Just a little bit more gambling. Just a little bit more gambling. What's a little bit more gambling ever hurt anybody? 99% of gamblers quit it before they hit big. Never give up. That's the moral of the story. That's what anime always taught us. To never give up. Even if it costs you everything. Right? Isn't that what they taught us?
Want to see the red scarf?
Surely they meant it in the context of the gambling, right? Let's skip through these. Blue balls, blue balls. Blue balls is right. Red ball. I'm quite pleased with myself. I will be doing some very intense research on this character. Very, very, very intense, intimate research. And studying of all his boyology parts. Since, you know, that is my field of expertise. Lunchtime! Lunchtime. I'm gonna get lunch now. I love you all. Like I said before, I hope you learned something today. I hope you learned something besides let's go gambling. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Mwah. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow morning. Love you all. Mwah, mwah. Bye, everyone. Bye, Prime. Bye, Chicken. Bye, Razy. Bye, Two. Bye, Coffee. Thank you. Bye, Chicken. Bye, Jordan. Bye, Jam. Bye, EP. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye, Muffin. And bye, everyone else I don't get a chance to say bye to. I love you all.